Coach. Congratulations. Is Brady on his way?
Last time I saw him, he was doing snow angels.
Okay. We will catch up on him. Yeah. Okay, we are now joined by Missouri head coach Eli Drinkwitz and his one student athlete at the moment, the Felix R. McKnight Defensive Outstanding Player of the Game.
Brady.
Johnny Walker Jr. And now approaching the stage is the J. Curtis Sanford Outstanding Offensive Player, Brady Cook. Welcome, Brady. Okay, I think we're settled. And, Coach, we're going to come to you first to ask for an opening statement. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, first I just want to tip my hat to Ohio State and Ryan Day and you know, what a great team he has, so competitive, outstanding defense. You know, they faced a lot of adversity in that game with their quarterback going out and you know, tip my hat to them. But the story of the game is, you know, how hard our defense played, refused to give in, refused to blame or place blame, stick together, and then our offense just kept chopping wood. You know, we talk about developing an elite edge, and the G in edge stands for grit, a stubborn refusal to quit. And that's what our team displayed tonight, to score 14 in the fourth quarter when you're down 3-0. Just really, really proud of those guys. You know, last night our chaplain gave a message about the difference between a blue blood brotherhood and a wilderness brotherhood. And a wilderness brotherhood forged through adversity and fight and scratching and clawing for everything you get. And it just totally encompassed everything that we're about. I mean, you know, when you look at our team, we're a bunch of wilderness brotherhood guys who stick together, fight together, found a way to love each other and had each other's back. And I knew it at any point. I mean, at the locker room, these guys will tell you, I was telling them we're right where we want to be, right where we want to be. Let's just go win the game. And they believed us. I thought Kirby and Blake did an outstanding job just calling defense and offense, and just really proud of them. So with that, I'll quit rambling.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much. Let's go to questions for Coach Brady and Johnny. First question, guys, will be on your left on the aisle.
All right. Hey, Coach. Patrick Clemens with Buckeye Wired. I've been following your career as I'm an NC State alum, and you were the OC for many of our great years. But I just wanted you to see if you could just share more insights on what this career or this big milestone win means for you personally, and then also for your program just headed into the season.
Yeah, you know, I'll be honest, it really doesn't have much to do with me. It's really about our players and our team and the legacy of the 2023 Brotherhood. And, you know, there's no me if it's not for them, if it's not for our coaching staff, if it's not for our coordinators, for our GAs, our administration. You know, so for me, it's really just about the legacy that this team leaves. You know, we have a sign in our locker room that goes around that says, when the weakest choose to run, we stand shoulder to shoulder and move forward together. And that's what our brotherhood did. And you look at these two young men to my left, they came in the very first year in COVID. And, I mean, people have transferred, people have left, we've had tough years, and they just stuck with it. They went shoulder to shoulder and moved forward together. And I can't think of anything more fitting than for these two guys to win the MVPs of the Cotton Bowl as a signal of a wilderness brotherhood. So it's really not ever going to be about me. It's going to be about our team and our coaching staff and our university.
Okay, here on the front row.
Eli, Kyle Helms with ABC 17. Being around football for such a long time, just where does this moment rank for you, and then also that fourth quarter and the way that your guys performed? Yeah,
that fourth quarter is probably going to go down, and it's going to be a tough one to beat. You know, down 3-0 to score 14 to play as well as we did. Yeah, I'm just going to be really proud. It's hard to contextualize all that stuff right now, but to win the 88th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic in that kind of game with these men in this brotherhood to cement ourselves as a top 10 team in the country, from going from unranked to top 10 in the country. Going to be pretty special. But why stop now?
Stream left.
Coach, Chris Farblin, KCOU 881 FM. Your offense in the fourth quarter, or in the second half, had 2 touchdown drives of over 90 yards. I just want to ask about your offense coordinator, Kirby Moore, and really how he has impacted this team in his first year and helping to get this program where it is now.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kirby came in and did exactly what we needed him to do. Fresh set of eyes. Does an outstanding job with Brady, getting him dialed in. Is always trying to present new ideas to us. But really when it came down to it in the fourth quarter, I thought he did an excellent job of calling what he knew our guys could execute. We had that play dialed up for Marquise all week. We've actually run it several times. And it was the perfect look, the perfect call at the right time, and Brady executed it. And then that play action pass to Luther for the touchdown, another great design. So, Kirby is I can't say just Kirby. Kirby and Blake have been just an incredible leaders on each side of the ball. And I think it goes back to low ego, high output, and they carry the mission or the message of the head coach to each side of the ball, and there's no ego involved. Like at halftime, Blake was ripping the defense about why we don't have a takeaway yet. I mean, I'm like, okay, bud, y'all are playing pretty good. Like, just hold on. But he just they're both just tremendous leaders.
Okay. Don't forget, we have our 2 student
ask
athletes
them
and
some
most valuable
questions.
players of the game up on stage here on the right side, guys.
Sam McDowell at the Kansas City Star. Brady, I wanted to ask you, obviously the first 3 quarters don't go the way you wanted it to. What kind of weight is that when you go on the field and the 3 quarters haven't gone the way you wanted it to, and how did you push through it?
Yeah, I mean, as he said, we showed grit. The offense showed grit. And we just kept chopping. We looked up. It's fourth quarter, and we have 0 points. But what are you going to do? We were driving. We were confident. We still believed in the game plan, still believed in the calls that were being sent in, and we believed in each other. So when we put up 14 in the fourth, it's no surprise to us.
And then, Eli, you mentioned that these guys have been here since the beginning, and you've talked all week about just some individual adversity stories with Brady, with Cody, guys like that. What kind of lasting impact do you hope that can have on the program?
Yeah, I think it just goes back to the stick-to-itiveness, the toughness, the brotherhood that these men have forged, and this is what it's going to be. When you come to the University of Missouri, you're going to be in a wilderness brotherhood. You're going to have you're going to develop a lead edge that's energy, details, grit, emotional consistency. We're going to demand that you compete every single day to be the very best that you can be, and these guys, both coming back, can tell you what the results are going to be, not only for them personally. These guys are ultra talented, but they weren't recruited by very many people, all right? I mean, my man's got a GED, all right? Johnny Walker, we flipped him late from Washington State, and he didn't play a whole lot. Last year before the bowl game, came in and talked to me about, Coach, should I transfer? Do you believe in me? What'd I tell you, Johnny?
Yes, sir.
I told him, I believe in you, man. Come back, earn it. And all he's done is developed into the most valuable player of the 88th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic.
They will stay on the right.
Coach, Benjamin Hockman, St. Louis Post-Dispatch. I think you mentioned on the field, too, can you talk about the idea of you can't necessarily win a game in the first, second quarter, but you can win a game in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, what an awesome thing we saw Coach Carroll say the other day, and actually talked to the team about it. You can't win it in the first, can't win it in the second, can't win it in the third, but you can sure win it in the fourth quarter. And this team, they did that. They displayed that. And appreciative to Coach Carroll for demonstrating that, and then Drew Locke giving us the inspiration to go out there. And we didn't have to quite do it on the last drive of the game, but it was sure a lot of fun.
For Brady, can you just describe, I guess, the trajectory of this Mizzou football program and the idea of a lot of people coming back next year and the excitement there?
Yeah, I think I said this last week. This game was big for the 2023 Tigers to cap off an an incredible season for the people who chose to come back for their last year and chose to come back instead of going to the NFL. You know, it's special for them and that group, but it's also special for our team next year. The guys who are coming back for one more, the coaches, you know, the brotherhood. So this is just going to give us more momentum. It's going to send us off on a little 2-week break with some good energy. We'll be back ready to work in a couple weeks.
Can I just add that I'm so proud of Darius Robinson, who battled a growing injury on Wednesday, didn't come out, played every snap. KD went in the tent with a separated shoulder. I said, hey, man, you're done. He said, the hell I am. Put his stuff on, ran back out there and played unbelievably tough. JC bloodied his nose, could have easily sat out the rest of the game. Those guys have NFL futures and said, nope, we're playing for each other, and we're not giving into that mindset. And that's a legacy that's going to be passed on. And I just can't tell you how incredibly proud I am of those guys and what Javon Foster, Avery Delgado, Cody Schrader, those guys put on the line for our football team tonight.
Okay, here on the front row on coach's left.
Johnny, Caden Lunsford with Indian Press and P&G High School. An absolutely masterclass on the defensive side of the ball against one of the best teams in the nation in Ohio State. How does it feel to hold a team like them down to 3 points all game long?
Well, I got to give credit to my teammates. I mean, we all just did our job, stayed in our gaps, and shut them down.
And Brady, I mean, an underdog story from finishing last year 6-7 overall to coming in this year and just being a dog all season long, and then even coming into the game after a great season, having a 31% chance by ESPN to win the game. I mean, how does it feel to beat a team like Ohio State being the underdog?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it feels like we've already been at the bottom, to be honest with you. You know, we've had some tough years, some tough games, some tough experiences together. So an opportunity like this comes up, there's nothing but excitement, let me tell you. We've been at the bottom, and we were going to fight all 4 quarters for this one.
Yeah, we don't really care what ESPN says or what the procrastinators say. I mean, it's what mirror you choose to look in. You know, you can look across the field and see those guys, and, man, that wide receiver room they had looks unbelievable. And you can be intimidated by that, or you can figure out, you can look in the mirror and say, what made me? And what made us is an elite edge that we work hard every single day to develop. And it's about what's inside of us, not what we're facing on the outside of us. It's just about us. And that's what this team's all about. I mean, we didn't care about the flip-flopping of lines or who was playing, who wasn't playing. Like, all that crap didn't matter. The only thing that mattered to us was who was playing for our team. And we saw those guys in warm-ups and said, don't worry about what they look like. It's what we have inside of us. It's what we're going to display tonight.
Okay, now on the right outside aisle.
Callum McAndrew, Columbia Daily Tribune. Brady, how fitting of a way was this to send off Cody Schrader?
Oh man, I couldn't have drawn it up any more perfect. You know, he deserves it. He embodies what our team is and what our values are and how we operate. And man, I mean, he's just he did it. He did it. He deserves this. He deserves the credit. I mean, I can't say enough about him. I mean, I'm just so proud of that guy, and you know, I hope he's got a smile on his face right now.
And Eli, the touchdown run from Cody, how much is that embodying the wilderness brotherhood that you were talking about a little bit earlier?
Yeah, you know, on the headset, he was actually Kirby was fixing to actually call a quarterback run. I said, no, let's give the ball to Cody right here. You just knew he wasn't going to be denied, and so Kirby dialed up that inside zone, hit perfectly, and so it was his moment. It was his game. You know, you could argue that him or you know, Cody or Luther, all three had a huge impact on it. The coolest thing about all three of them is they don't really care who gets the credit. Brady will probably make them both MVP trophies and give it to him, you know, just because he just wants to win, you know.
Second row left side.
I think you'd do that, right, Brady?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I do that.
Brandon Haynes, Columbia, Missourian. Eli and Johnny, can you just speak on the impact of Dalen Carnell tonight, and also kind of just the depth of the defense that kind of stepped up with 3 starters missing?
Well, Dalen's, he's a baller, man. He comes in, works hard, leaves, comes back, works hard. I mean, there's nothing I don't think he can't do. sacks, interceptions, forced fumbles.
I mean, if there was anybody that didn't think Dalen Carnell was going to come ball out tonight, being from Indianapolis, didn't have an Ohio State offer, was overlooked, undervalued, and exactly what we're talking about, a brotherhood that's forged in the wilderness. I mean, there was zero doubt in my mind that he was going to play his best game. Only thing I was upset with him about, he's taking forever celebrating. You know, we're trying to get the offense on the field to finish the game. But, I mean, I absolutely knew he was going to play lights out tonight, and extremely proud of him, and cannot wait to continue to see his growth as a player and as a leader on our team.
Next question on the left here on the aisle.
Brady, Cody, he just said that you were spending 12 hours a day looking at film, preparing for Ohio State. How much of that did you learn from him, and how much of that did you kind of use to just propel you in this offense this whole year?
Yeah, I mean, we pushed each other all year long. You know, the way we went about, you know, our business and our operation day to day, and the way we prepared together. I mean, constant back and forth pushing each other. You know, who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? You know, who's going to go here? You know, who's going to watch extra tape? Who's going to go to sleep first? I mean, we pushed each other all year long, and the bowl prep wasn't any different. The month of December, I mean, we looked at each other when this game got scheduled on that Sunday, and we said, we're going to win this thing. You know, there's no other way. We're going to send you out the right way. We're going to send these guys that came back for their last year out the right way. And, you know, we looked at each other, we said, we're going to do anything it takes to get this one done.
There's a clip in the Tom Brady Man in the Arena where Coach Vrabel talks about edgers, and we're not going to let you get the edge on me. And it was a culture that Tom Brady had, and Coach Vrabel and the rest of those guys, and I think, you know, we showed it to the team, and those guys are, you know, embodying that.
Coach, how special is it for you? Obviously, you, Kirby, the Boise State connection. You get this win. This is kind of a huge milestone for you as a coach and career in the program. How great does this feel for you?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe on the ride home I'll think about it. I'm more proud of our team and our staff and what they've been through and fought through in order to achieve this. Yeah, it's not really about me at all. It's about our team and our players and our staff and what they've earned the right to enjoy tonight.
Okay, here on the back on the right side.
Coach, you told your team earlier this year they can't kill you because you've been at the bottom.
Yeah.
Now that have climbed the mountain quite a bit, how does the mentality change, or does it going forward?
Yeah, it's why stop now. I mean, that's the mentality. It's why stop now. We've worked really hard to get this opportunity, and we're not going to sit here and change. So why stop now?
Brady, you know, there was a lot of 12 jerseys out there in the crowd. That's been you. Does this feel like a full circle moment for you that, you know, from starting your first game at the Armed Forces Bowl 2 years ago to this, and to know that that's been you in the crowd watching this team and to have got to this level? I mean, the feelings of that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, this was a really special night. Obviously, it was special for me, but you know, this is about our team. You know, we keep saying that, and we mean it. You know, this is about Mizzou. This is about our team. This is about our fan base and the university. I mean, they deserve this. It's been a decade since we've been at a bowl game like this. And, you know, I hope they enjoy it. I know our team's going to enjoy it, but, you know, this is about the team. I've got one more year left, you know, so this isn't the end of the story for me.
So you're coming back?
No, I am coming back.
Okay,
I am
good.
coming back. You know, so this isn't the full circle moment, you know, I've been waiting on. I still got one more year. So, you know, this is about the guys who played their last game tonight. This is about the whole Mizzou team.
You're on the right side. You have a question? No? Okay, we'll go right there, and then we'll go back to the left.
Coach, just wanted to follow up with another question about Blake Baker. I mean, what else can you share with us about this guy, this special thinker of football who's kind of got a fun personality too?
He just means a lot to me personally. You know, when we talk about a brotherhood that was forged in the wilderness, me and him worked together at Arkansas State. we went to Boise State. Blake got hired as director of player personnel. We lived together for about 6 weeks. They only gave us 7 nights to stay in a hotel, so Blake and I were like sharing our nights, getting double beds so we could make it 14 nights. When he took the job at La Tech, I had to get up and drive his butt to the airport and drop him off at the airport and say goodbye. And I didn't know if our paths would ever cross over again. And then when the opportunity to hire him, I tried to hire him at App State, and he went to Temple instead. When I got a chance to hire him, I knew it was going to be impactful because I just knew the type of energy and the type of culture he would bring to our staff. And I knew he would always have my back. And he's just a special person, and he's a great leader. He has the right type of fun with the players, but seriousness. He does an unbelievable job game planning, and he'll be the first to tell you it's the entire defensive staff. But he's got the right snap in, snap out, I'd say, right, Johnny? Yeah. But he's a great leader, but he's a really good husband. He's a really good dad. Most of y'all don't know that he won the Super Bowl with his son's 8th grade team, or 8-year-old team, 6-year-old team this past year as the head coach. So he's got a lot of head coaching experience, and he's going to get his head coaching job here pretty soon. But we're very grateful for him to be here. He turned down a lot of defensive coordinator job offers in the last 4 weeks, and appreciative to Desiree and our administration for stepping up and compensating him and securing his future here as a defensive coordinator. But he's a special person and a guy I rely on, and I was glad that they poured Gatorade on him too, because he certainly is responsible for this as much as anybody else.
Closing questions now for Coach and Brady and Johnny. I think we have one on the left.
Yeah, it's for Brady. We just talked to Cody, and he mentioned that the difference in a lot of the games that were won in the fourth quarter was you. And so can you talk about just your relationship with him this season and what it was like to kind of, be a captain along with him and just kind of help rally your team this entire year?
Yeah, I think I spoke on it a little bit earlier, but I mean, we just pushed the crap out of each other this year. Every week we were battling, and we did it together. We prepared together, and every week we just felt like the most prepared players on the field. That gave us a lot of confidence. I know it helped him out. It helped me out. But yeah, I'm just super proud of him and grateful that he was along for the ride.
Hey,
he was the ride.
Yeah, he was the ride. Actually, I was along for the ride.
Have time for one last question here on the front row.
Eli, Chris Vanita from The Athletic.
Hey, Chris, good to see you again.
You too. What does it mean to finish as a top 10 team with the way you guys are recruiting and all the momentum? Just kind of where do you feel the trajectory of this program is going right now?
When we took this job 4 years ago, there was a belief in doing something that had never been done before, and it started with recruiting locally, developing our players, and then putting it all together. And we're still in the infancy stage of doing all that, but I think the future is extremely bright because of the plans that we have and the vision that we're carrying out. And it's not just me, it's our administration, the support they have and what they've done, building the indoor and renovation of Memorial Stadium, investing in our staff. It's what our players have done, investing in each other. It's what our recruiting is doing in getting, continuing to get the right players to come play for us. So, with the new 12-team playoff system, this would be a game where, we're obviously continuing to move on and going to have a chance to play at a higher level. So, everything's coming together now, but we do understand that the wins twice is hard at the top of the mountain. And so whatever we did to achieve this year, it's going to be twice as hard. We're going to have to battle a whole new set of problems, starting with the disease of me, the disease of what about me. We're going to have to go in there and rebuild the culture because I'm going to enjoy this ride home because I'm not going to get a chance to do it with Cody Schrader again. We're going to have to find new players to step up and lead. We're going to have to find new new ways to connect. So it'll be challenging, but that's what the fun is. You know, the fun is rebuilding it and putting it all together and being able to say this is what we did in the past. Now this is what our vision is for the future. You know, there's a old Western movie called Lonesome Dove. It's a miniseries, and a hell of a vision, you know, that we got going here. And now it's about implementing it and going and doing it.
This is the last Cotton Bowl that won't be a playoff game.
Yeah.
In the playoff era, most teams will end their season with a loss. What does it mean to just end this season with a win?
Yeah, you know, I should have started with how appreciative I am to the 88th Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, how phenomenal this week and experience has been for our players, for our families. The way that they treated us all week, it felt so special, you know, that we had earned this opportunity, and then the way they treated us was like, it felt like the Super Bowl, and it felt like everything we did was so important to them. Anything we asked, hey, we needed a bigger ballroom for a Christmas celebration, man, they showed up and made it happen. These people are first class in everything they do. And man, I'll be honest, I hope we don't lose that in the 12-team playoff, because there's something special about being able to have these bowl games and bowl experiences. But if this is the last one, wow, Mizzou did it right for them. I'll say that.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank
Brady
you.
and Johnny, congratulations on quite a season. We'll be on campus soon to represent the Field Scoville Trophy and the 2 outstanding player trophies to Brady and Johnny. So we'll see you again here in the months and the weeks ahead.
You better get on the schedule, because their schedules are going to get real busy now.
We'll try to get there quick. We'll try to get there quick, Coach. So thank you again. The transcript for both